Alright, first real episode. Gotta pick something good. Let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh? No. Magic? Yeah, too obvious. Well, I should start off with a popular franchise, but I'd like to jump in with a poor game, then maybe into something surprisingly better. As a contrast, maybe one to infuriate fanboys. Love agitating fanboys. I feed off their hate. Got it.
I know why you're grouping with me. I bet you wanna get some water out of me.
Full disclosure, let me say this first. I play World of Warcraft. I have a couple of 80s. Suffice to say, I enjoy the online game.
That does not excuse this card game.
So, why do I have such a problem with it? Let's begin with the game's story. The World of Warcraft card game is a spin-off product of the popular World of Warcraft MMO, which is itself a spin-off of the original Warcraft real-time strategy games. Everything in the card game can be found in the MMO. The story in the card game is that you are a player and engage in quests, build up your character, and fight other players in a PvP style, or fight alongside them in a PvE style raid, a multiplayer version of the card game.
Sounds like the World of Warcraft I know.
There are player characters called heroes. These characters are where you begin to build your deck. You decide your faction and class through your character, the key elements behind deck building. Each character has a race, spec, and 2 jobs. These are sub-elements that you can use to help the synergy of your deck, but aren't really necessary. Heroes also have your life total, each differing dependent on the hero. They also have a flip ability. These are one-time use abilities where you flip your heroes over to signify you've used it. The tools at your disposal are these. Allies are people and personalities from the game that you will fight alongside. You play them in any card by paying their resource cost at the top.
You have additional manpower and you don't have to listen to them on vent. Bonus!
Abilities represent spells from the MMO and work much the same as any spell or ability card. Quests represent player quests and can be completed to gain certain advantages. Locations work similar to quests, though you can only have one out at any time. Items are equipped to your hero for additional abilities and to allow them to attack or defend.
Before I go much further, I'd like to mention that the artwork on all of these cards are amazing. There's a big fan base for World of Warcraft, and they reached out to some talented folks to make these cards.
The first card I saw was Parving, and my god, did the artwork on this card get me excited for the game's release. Something about an angry pink-haired gnome going raiding on these guys is awesome. However, this card also showed me my first realistic problem with the game, but that'll come later.
Alright, this all sounds cool. So where's the problem lie? Come with me and we'll talk about the mechanics.
Where to start? Well, taking a page from Magic... Wait, no, that's not right. Taking a page from Duel Masters. Any card can be used as a resource and you may play only one a turn. Quests and locations are the only resources you play face up, though you flip quests face down when completed. You tap these resources to pay for your allies' spells and items. Unless otherwise noted, these must all be played on your turn.
Though if this was true to the online game, you'd have to tap your resources to keep up your subscription fee.
Your objective is to attack your opponent until their life is down to 0. When you attack with either your allies or your hero, you choose your target.
Here's where I start to have a problem with the game.
First off, when I choose a target, my opponent can tap a creature with Protector to use it to block the attack. However, if they don't have such a creature available, I can bypass their entire friggin' army to hit him.
That's right. When your opponent calls an all-scale attack on you with the forces of darkness at his beck and call, and he forces them down upon you like a rain of arrows, your soldiers stand up, look high, and step to the side. I'm just here to attack. Defending, not in the contract. They seem to be in a bit of a hurry. How'd I get over here?
But Candy, you scream through your fistful of Cheetos, you're not just some king that needs protecting, you're a general, capable of spells and beating ass yourself. And I say, wrong! Think about it. What dumbass general goes out ready for battle without being ready for battle? You go out there completely naked! No weapons, no armor, no items, no options for combat. No, this isn't an epic battle. This whole game, is an ever-growing shoving match. But why does this reflect badly on the game? You're just picking on the mechanic because it makes no real-world sense.
Yes, I am!
If you explain what a game is and what it represents, it better fulfill that explanation. If I simply read through the rules of the game first, and then you told me it was a player versus player battle in World of Warcraft, my brain would shut down from illogical overload.
Hell, I don't think I know what's going on here anyway.
If this was a PvP battle, why can you summon Thrall or Jaina Proudmoore to fight at your side? That doesn't even make sense if your character was an in-game NPC soldier. Why would you leave your home without your shield and weapons? Do you borrow spare Arcanite Reapers from a soldier on the field? Why do mages need a weapon to attack? They're mages! They throw fire! Your summoned soldiers come fully equipped, but your armor was apparently still in the wash. And I disbelieve the illusion that all of your troops, no matter who they are, can do this.
If there's a story behind the game, I need to believe the story. If not, I need to be able to make sense out of what's happening in front of me. A game needs a beginning, somewhere to stem off of. You cannot expect me to get into a game without any direction or some half-ass explanation as to what the hell is going on.
I suppose maybe I'm being a little unfair. The card game has been around for quite a while, right? So it must be a really good game at its core in order to succeed and continue being in print.
I mean, it's not like they have something worth hundreds of dollars specifically to people who play the online game and Okay!
The loot cards. Goddamn loot cards. Here's the deal. Every booster box usually has 2 loot cards on average. 9 times out of 10, it's a common loot card. Some piece of throwaway gear that tends to be more annoying than fun. Then there's the uncommon loot. Sometimes it can sell for 25 to 40 bucks a piece, depending on the gear, and it tends to be more cosmetic to your character. Then the rare loot.
Oh god, I hate that tiger.
These are, of course, the harder to obtain loot cards, but they usually have a card game only epic level mount. These weren't an issue and rarely went above $100 a piece.
Yeah, I'm downplaying a single card being worth $100.
Until that damn Spectral Tiger mount showed up. For whatever reason, this mount changed everything. When this bastard showed up on eBay, unscratched versions of him went for an average of $1,000 a piece.
Let's put this into perspective. People were paying over $1,000 for a card that A, becomes worthless when you scratch off the code. B, gives you virtual goods that give you no in-game advantage. C, if you wanted the card for your deck, guess what? They print a non-loot version, sometimes uncommon versions of it, so you don't need the loot version for your deck.
I know this is driven by the customer spending far too much money on something this trivial, but the card game started to feel more and more like an ongoing joke. Oh, you actually paid the card game? Here you go then. I just buy these for the loot cards.
They still haven't given us a reverse version of this.
It doesn't feel like one thing is supporting the other, merely that the card game is a tool to bring more people into playing the online game, and online players will buy the cards merely to obtain items online.
Blizzard and Updeck really screwed up. World of Warcraft is huge, and they could have really made this into a real card game. But instead, they used it as some excuse to get people back into the online game. But we'll look on the bright side. They couldn't have screwed up World of Warcraft any worse. Oh, thank you. Package? Someone must have heard of my first episode.